Sounds like this movie is running downstairs excitedly on Christmas morning. Ugh. According to that title card, looks like the lesson is bottomless heartache. Congrats, Paul. I know how hard it is to get a movie made, bro. No matter what happens, I tip my cap.
Once upon a time, in a neighborhood pretty much like yours, perhaps, there were some children who played together all the time.
Digging shallow graves in the Dust Bowl? Yep, brings back memories.
There was Betty,
The one that's a girl.
Mike,
The emotional heart of the group.
Pete,
Explosives expert.
and Larry.
The other one.
They had lots of fun digging in a vacant lot.
Oh, are there no quarries or sewers?
One day, a new girl moved into the neighborhood. Her name was Susan,
That's a little on the nose.
and she had a dog whose name was Skipper. Skipper was a cute little dog,
Let me guess, he's a good boy.
and Susan was very fond of him.
Little Cheryl Hines.
She liked to pet him and play with him. She liked to teach him tricks, too. Of course, Skipper loved Susan. He liked to play with her, and he liked to do the tricks she'd taught him.
Here he is rapping Sweatpants by Childish Gambino.
But fond as Susan was of Skipper, she didn't want to play with him all the time.
Sure.
And when the children who lived in the neighborhood came along, she was glad to see them.
Relatively speaking.
They invited Susan to play in the vacant lot with them.
Oh, don't tempt me.
Larry said, "Come and play with us. We're digging a trench."
Gee, it keeps getting better.
Mike said, "If you'll come and play with us, you can have one of our shovels."
Who can say no to hard labor?
"You should see our trench," Pete said. "It's long and wide and deep, too. We're having fun."
On second thought, Skipper really needs a tick bath.
"I'd like you to play with us," said Betty. "I've been hoping a girl would move into our neighborhood.
But this'll have to do.
Please come."
You guys in a cult or a youth group or something? Is that what this is?
Susan decided to play with the children. She asked Skipper to come along,
Did you hear they got shovels?
but Skipper refused to go. He didn't like the looks of these new children, and he wouldn't play with them.
Oh, Skipper's a white nationalist.
While Susan and her new friends went off to have a good time, Skipper stayed at home on the porch. "I won't have anything to do with such funny-looking children," he told himself.
Dude.
So he just stayed there and sulked.
He was filled with economic anxiety.
Now, there were some dogs in this neighborhood. They belonged to Susan's new friends. They played together, too.
They weren't raging racists.
When they saw Skipper sitting alone on the porch, they came over to ask him to join them.
In a rousing game of sniff butt.
But when the first dog came up and invited Skipper to play, Skipper looked at him and barked a mean bark. "I won't play with you," he said.
You will not replace us, he said.
"You have a funny shape."
I'm Rustus Rod Radley.
The first dog's feelings were hurt, so he turned around and left.
Waddling like an ugly, inferior little wiener dog.
The second dog came up to Skipper. "Come and play with us," he said.
You seem really nice.
But Skipper didn't like the size of this dog. He was too big. So he snarled and barked at him, telling him to go away.
Go back where you came from, you literal animal.
The big dog backed away. He was a nice dog and didn't want to fight.
He understood that hate is its own punishment, and that Skipper already lived inside a self-made dungeon of bigotry.
Skipper looked at the third dog, who was still sitting on the lawn. And he snarled and barked again in the meanest voice he could manage.
He's a real Snarls Barkley.
"I don't like the color of that dog's coat," he said to himself. He snarled and barked some more.
Then he recited talking points from Tucker Carlson.
And he chased the new dogs all the way down the street.
He grabbed a tiki torch and a red hat. Yes, we should pray for rain.
As Skipper trotted back to the porch, he thought to himself, "I certainly won't play with dogs like those. I don't like their looks. I'll just wait until a dog who's the right size, shape, and color comes along, or I won't play at all."
You do that.
So Skipper just sat and sat and sat.
Like so many racists, Skipper isn't quite the genetic specimen he believes himself to be.
But soon he got tired of sitting. He decided to look for something to do. No, Skipper, don't go into the garage. There's poster paint in there. No, Skipper.
Skipper.
Skipper!
No, my goat cart and my prototype Apple computer and my tennis ball on a string. No!
Uh-oh. Poor Skipper. Poster paint all over him.
Pepe Le Pew style.
And off he went to find Susan to ask her to clean him up. As he started down the street, he met the first dog. Go away, said the dog. Go away, you look funny.
Hold on a minute. Is this a lesson? You have to tell me if this is a lesson.
Skipper was surprised. No one had ever spoken to him like that before. But the new dog sounded so angry that Skipper thought he'd better leave.
I'm going to go shimmy next to somebody's sports car.
And then he met the second dog. The second dog looked at Skipper and said, Go away, you're funny.
So the lesson is that everyone's equally racist?
Maybe you don't remember me, Skipper said to him. I'm Skipper. You wanted to play with me before.
That was before your tasteless whiteface routine.
Not now, said the second dog. Go away.
So much for the tolerant pets.
He sounded angrier than the first dog, and just as Skipper was about to leave,
He was issued White House press credentials.
the other dogs came up. Hiding behind the big dog, the third dog said, Go away, Skipper. We don't like you.
You guys are being racially divisive like Obama.
Skipper had had enough. Look, he said, you're all being pretty silly. This is just paint on me. It's only on the outside. Inside, I'm no different than I was before.
Delete your account.
You're the silly one, said the big dog. We don't care what you're like on the outside. It's inside that matters. And inside, you're not a nice dog.
Hey, I'm not racist. I just have traditional values.
And then the three dogs chased Skipper all the way home.
Later, Skipper described it on CNN as a counter-protest by violent leftists. I declare this porch a sovereign nation.
Back on his front porch, Skipper felt very sorry for himself. He whimpered and complained in the saddest voice he could manage.
I'm a victim of the fake news globalist media.
In the vacant lot where she was playing, Susan heard Skipper.
What's that bigot up to now?
With the other children following her, she raced off to see what was wrong. As soon as she saw him, she knew what was wrong. She went into the house for soap, water, and a wash tub.
And a copy of Things Fall Apart.
In the backyard, all the children helped give Skipper a good bath.
Make sure to scrub his filthy
And
heart.
while they washed him, Skipper did a lot of thinking. I have been a silly dog, he said to himself. Imagine not liking others because of their looks.
Surely class and education are factors as well. It was time for Skipper to announce his campaign for Congress.
While the children dried him, he thought some more. Size, shape, or color make no difference after all. Being nice is the only thing that counts. And being nice is something inside.
Okay.
Nothing else really matters.
You could say that all lives matter. What's that? No, not cool. Oops, sorry.
After Skipper was washed and dried, everyone went back to play in the vacant lot.
Maybe this is the future after climate change has destroyed the soil and turned all the dogs racist.
The other dogs were there. Skipper said to them, I'm sorry about the way I behaved. I'd like to play with you now if you'll let me.
Sorry, we're the hashtag resistance. You've been canceled, bro.
After that, everyone played together and had a good time.
Racism was solved that day, and humanity proceeded to forge a new world built on empathy and mutual respect. Just kidding, it's worse than ever, LOL.
And of course, Susan was very proud of Skipper.
Don't worry, Skipper, I checked and none of them were Catholic. Bye, kids. Don't forget to enroll your pets in sensitivity training. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoy Fun with Shorts, please like and share. And if you want to see all the Fun with Shorts, check me out at patreon.com/JoshWay. For as little as $1 per video, you can see the monthly exclusive episode as well as other goodies and freebies. Thanks a lot. See you next time.